March, and remember, we do this for you. We are here for you, to celebrate you, to empower you, to listen, change for you. We won't stop. And most of all, what I want you to remember is you won't stop. So say it with me together. You won't stop. Exactly. And don't ever forget it. Now let's welcome to the stage Latoya Nugent.
The bishop and whatever thing.
Apologies, there's been a change in rotation, so we're going to bring up Natasha Lawrence.
because it was a